Hey there, this is Dr. Tall Paul Simon, psychiatrist. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit about obesity, its management, treatment, understanding it a little bit better. So, we all know what obesity is, but may not know best how to think about it. Obesity, that term has a lot of baggage, and it's a very unpleasant term for a lot of people. Um, so, the way to think about it as far as clinically is a body mass ratio, basically too much fat in the body where it becomes unhealthy, where statistically the person is more likely to suffer from various health problems, diabetes, cholesterol. Now, that's not across the board. There are people that would be considered obese that are not, in fact, very unhealthy, and don't have diabetes and all those kind of things. And that's great. So it's not universal. But obesity, where it comes from, is, in my opinion, as a psychiatrist, there's a biological component, right? But there's also a psychological component and a sociological component. Okay, so it's multifactorial. There are a lot of different reasons that people can struggle with that, right? So some people, I'm convinced, are just a lot hungrier than others, okay? And how do you measure hunger? Hunger is subjective. Everybody experiences it differently, and you can't measure it with a blood pressure cuff or an x-ray or a CAT scan or anything like that. So hunger, we know, varies. All right, so the time of day, how much we've eaten, etc., how busy we've been, we get more hungry at times than others. So it makes sense that it is not the same for everybody. Okay, so some people, I'm convinced, as practicing psychiatry for some 19 years now or so, some people are just a lot hungrier than others, and they just feel like some people feel like they're starving literally all the time. So hunger is one of the most basic biological needs or cravings, and it can cause somebody, to eat too much. Basically, we know that the feeling of hunger can lead to historically just horrendous things. Think about famines and things, wars where people end up eating each other. Hunger is the strongest, most primitive drive that we all have, other than to like breathe. So it is not to be ignored or dismissed. Some people are just hungrier than others, I'm convinced. Now, now that's a biological or thing. It's a set point that we all have. Some people are more hungry than others, and it varies, right? Now, there's a psychological component that leads into the social kind of milieu. So how we are raised can put certain emphasis on food. If food and eating and celebrating is a way that we were raised to connect with other people, and we all have. I mean, food is a very social thing. It's a wonderful thing. But if that's the only way that we connect with each other is through eating and feasting, it can sometimes become a problem. So learning how to connect with other people through other ways, common hobbies or, sports or religion or, just talking and interests and things, other commonalities other than just food is very important. So having a diverse strategy for connecting with other people, not just relying on food. Now, of course, there's a social component, sociological or, environmental component there. So obesity, as we know, increases with socioeconomic status to some degree, and then it tapers off. But as developing worlds are gaining more access to these processed foods and more food and fatty foods, the obesity rate goes up. So there's definitely a societal component there. So again, that ties back to the family and our community, the small community that we live in. So there's a social component there too. Now, the treatment for obesity, there are great treatments coming out nowadays. These Ozempics and Myrbetriq and all these different things. There are these injections, Mounjaro. They're amazing because they address the physiological craving, the hunger, the satiety feeling, and they reduce it a bit so people don't eat as much. But they don't address the sociological or the cultural aspects of it. So developing that healthy lifestyle and trying to just work on little things, moving more, going for a walk every once in a while, getting up and just moving more, burning off a little bit more calories, and just doing things with other people that don't always involve food. So walking is a great thing. That's what we were made to do, really, is to walk. Our legs were made for walking. So moving more, changing your habits. Yes, these newfangled medications are great, but the access is limited. They're very expensive, and they don't work for everybody. People have side effects. You can be allergic to them. There are some older medications like Contrave, naltrexone, Wellbutrin, topiramate. There's some others, but they have very mixed results. I haven't had a whole lot of luck with those, honestly. It's really more about lifestyle, and these new medications are very promising. So this is not a plug for medication. Don't get me wrong, but I just wanted to try to help you understand and that it's okay, and there's some help out there. And a lot of this stuff is based on habit. And habits, as we all know, take a long time to change. Long time. So keep up the good work. Every little bit helps. So wish you guys the best. I'm going to go and get a burger. So you guys take care. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate the support. I'm trying to reach more people and get more information out there. You take care, okay?